Have you ever encountered that customer sales rep that will happily reread you the company policy, but never stop to think about what they actually mean? Seems to be sleepwalking at work, or better yet, acting robotic. And in today's world, so many others do the same. Even me, maybe even you. Hey, what's happening, Bromoettes? Wolfdad here with a new series that has yet to be named. But it will be once a week, and I will talk about random topics every week. Probably pertaining to life advice, I guess. I don't really want to consider myself as someone giving advice, but I will give advice as best as I can. And today's topic is somewhat broad, so I'm going to call it fear and creativity. I would describe being robotic for this series. I know robotic as a robot, but for this series, I'm going to say robotic is being raised to be obedient and thrown into a mindless job and given enough fear to stay in line. So yeah, definitely a little more different than being a machine, but I'm sure you understand what I'm getting at here. Why is it that so many people turn out this way? If I had to point a finger at someone or something, perhaps I could point it at school systems. School systems teach by the book. Teachers have lessons and notes they teach, and who knows when they change them. Teachers ensure compliant behavior to keep things running smoothly, and use fear as a motivator to ensure you're getting your work done. But using fear will only make students learn what is required and not to challenge themselves to do more. You will get a assignment due on day X. If you do not finish it by day X, you will stay in for detention. So, what do the kids do? Most of them, I know some of them will not and stay in for detention, but most people will get their assignment done. But they will just do what is told of them. If you are to write an 11-point paragraph, they will write an 11-point paragraph. There is no creativity when you are being dangled with fear of failure, fear of being stuck inside on your lunch hour. But schools aren't really to blame. They are an organization like any other organization, ensuring the easiest and fastest way to get kids through school and to get a job. You will find the exact same problem. Companies looking for cheapest labor and most compliant workers to ensure they turn a profit. They hire people who are robotic and keep them productive through fear. Let's say you're a cashier for a month, a year, or even 10 years, and the company you work for makes you follow a rule book. And you're breaking your back because you're afraid of getting fired or getting in trouble for something you shouldn't have done. What do you learn in that amount of time? You get a short, generic conversations with customers. The shorter, the better, because the rule book says the more items a minute you scan, the more customers you'll serve, and the more customers you serve, the more money the company makes. You will also memorize all the produce codes. That's not going to help you in life further on at all, and just get another job being a cashier. And you'll get really good at reciting why we can't give a refund not accompanied by a receipt. Things stay this way because employees fear doing anything not in the book, and bosses fear changing the way they do things because it might be the wrong choice, and the wrong choice could lead to the downfall of the company. People become immobilized when it comes to fear of the unknown, but it is in the unknown where the creative get things done. Without the risk of failure, I'm willing to bet so many of the things we have accomplished as a society wouldn't have even existed. In reality, fear is widely used in the workplace, though, and when a person is afraid, their creativity is almost non-existent. So when we're in the workplace, we end up solving problems in the same way we were told to, and never really consider better ways of tackling the problem, because possibly, and quite often, the way to solve the problem isn't that good. So what can you do? Well, that in itself is a loaded question. Society has functioned this way forever, implanting fear and stamping out creativity. But there is hope. Perhaps all you need is a change in command, a different boss who understands the power of creativity, to come up with risky but effective ways to ensure the company makes money and everyone is happy. Always think about where and who you work for, because if you work in a high-stress environment, you will become a highly stressed person. If you work for a narcissist, you'll be very good at congratulating someone else. If you work for a bully, you best be prepared to be bullied. Work for a leader that forces nothing upon you. That is what you should do. There is an end goal, and focus upon the project. There is no one-upmanship that is so prominent in a fear-based environment. There is trust between everyone, and equality. There are so many people in society today that are, trying to make it so both women and men are equal and that all races are equal. So why not push for equality in the workplace as well? Equality between leader and followers. If you find yourself in a fear-based workplace, know that you could always stop. Stop walking down the same path as everyone else just because everyone else has done it or is doing it. Take a career that you've always wanted. Or become the leader that encourages rather than demands. This has been a Wolftide commentary. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again next week. The tide is coming.